What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla vs Kong news and updates. So we have a lot to run through today, but there's nothing really worthy of discussion, nothing worthy of analysis, nothing worthy of really commenting on. It's more of just I'm going to be hitting beat by beat what's going on with Godzilla vs Kong's production. So it's not going to be the most exciting news and updates, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Starting out, not really Godzilla vs Kong, but we have figures from Godzilla vs the Wolfman. The only reason I put this in here, well, there's two reasons. Number one, I really just didn't have anywhere else to put it. Number two, this suit in Godzilla vs the Wolfman, the old one, it was your 62 suit, or at least it looked like it anyways. Plus, you know, Godzilla and Wolfman, it's kind of your King Kong vs Godzilla situation, so hey, why not throw it in here? I don't know what these figures are. I think they're custom made, but they exist. They're pretty cool. I've seen loads of people sharing them lately. There you go. Next up, we have, this one's been making its way through the community, or at least it did a few months ago. This art piece done by DJ, I think is Crumrin? I don't know how to pronounce that, but DJ Crumrin's Godzilla and Kong art. This is, I think maybe that's a reference to The Hangover. Maybe it's a reference to something else. I don't know, but you got your Godzilla carrying Kong around in a little baby pouch with the sunglasses on. It's pretty funny. It's making fun of, you know, how small King Kong is compared to Godzilla. The next one, this is actually really good. This is great art done by Frankie B. Washington. This is much more classic than the other one. This is King Kong vs Godzilla art. It's pretty awesome. Speaking of King Kong vs Godzilla, Sam Jackson posted a picture of him wearing a King Kong vs Godzilla shirt. Of course, he was in Kong Skull Island as Packard, so it's cool to see him still repping that Godzilla and Kong brand. He was a big kaiju fan, or at least he says he is. I think that's really cool. I think it's cool that he's still wearing the shirt and supporting our guys, even though he's no longer in the movies. That's an awesome shirt. I'd love to have it. All right, now we'll get into the Godzilla vs Kong news. Starting out, there was a Chinese press conference or announcement that they did a little bit ago where they did a whole festival of here's the upcoming movies. And one of the ones on the docket was listed as Kong vs Godzilla. Now, of course, the movie is called Godzilla vs Kong, Kong vs Godzilla. That's probably just a typo. It doesn't mean anything, so don't read into it. It's just a typo. We'll get into another titling dispute here in a minute, but Kong vs Godzilla, there you go. That's your first one. We know that they finished Godzilla vs Kong's script on April 16th, 2018, so pretty recently, all things considered, and then they were ready for production after that. Jordan Vogt Roberts, director of Kong Skull Island, basically gave the script his approval, stating that Kong is in good hands. Following that, Godzilla vs Kong ramped up for production. This is around August. They decided that they wanted to set sights on October for filming, and they showed interest in filming in Hawaii and Australia. We got to October, and of course Godzilla vs Kong did not start filming. It missed its October start date, but Oahu, Hawaii was prepped for Kong. We know that Kong, his scenes are set to film at Hawaii and presumably Australia. This started a whole recent thing of great ape sightings. Basically, there's these plaques that say great ape sightings all over Hawaii now that announce that Godzilla vs Kong will be filming in that area, so that you can't park there because there's a giant monster there, basically. It really just means that they're setting up production. Godzilla vs Kong also set up production in Australia, so they did in fact go to Australia to film. So it sounds like what's going to happen is Godzilla vs Kong is going to film in Australia maybe, and then they'll head straight to Hawaii, which is being primed for filming. Either that, or they're going to do it the other way around, where they're going to go Hawaii first and then move to Australia. I don't think they're doing that simultaneously. That does not make sense to me. How would you have one guy direct a movie when he can't be there in both locations to film the movie at the exact same time? That doesn't make sense. So I would assume that they're going to film one then the other, and it sounds like they were planning on Australia and then Hawaii. This is the other titling controversy, as there was a news article posted in some magazine about Godzilla vs Kong, and it involved it being called Godzilla v Kong, like Batman v Superman. But the movie is officially called Godzilla vs Kong, which is different than Godzilla vs Kong, which is different than Kong vs Godzilla, which is also different than King Kong vs Godzilla, which is also different than King Kong v Godzilla. You know, you can have infinite possibilities here. No, you can't. But you can have a lot of different combos here. Doesn't matter. What matters is that the movie's called Godzilla vs Kong, and ultimately V stands for verse, stands for verses. So who cares what the middle initial is? Hey, remember when I said that there's gray ape sightings all over Hawaii? I wasn't kidding. Apex, which is Godzilla vs Kong's official shooting name, has really taken over. There are Apex sightings everywhere where they're shutting down areas because Apex is in production. Pretty cool. Godzilla vs Kong then set up in Hawaii, Australia, and Atlanta all at once. They're getting ready for a 2019 start. They say that they're going to start in October, November, but I think they're going to get to Atlanta in 2019. And that gets a little messy too, because Godzilla vs Kong is supposedly going to start filming here in Atlanta in November, but that doesn't make sense to me because they also are confirmed to be filming in Hawaii and Australia this month. Not necessarily Australia, but confirmed in Hawaii. So I'm very confused as to what's going on. Initially, they were going to do Australia, then Hawaii. I think they are actually doing Hawaii. Adam Wingard never said exactly where filming was going to start, but I think Hawaii seems to be the one with the most activity. So that'd make the most sense to me, but maybe they're going to do Australia. Maybe they already did Australia and we just don't know about it. I don't think so. But it sounds like we're going to go Hawaii, then maybe Australia, then Atlanta. I don't know, because you can't have one guy direct a movie that's being filmed in 3 different locations at the same time, Supposedly, Atlanta and Australia start date in November. Meanwhile, Hawaii also has a November start date. Adam Wingard has confirmed, though, that production for the movie, principal photography, will begin this week. This exact week. Rumors have speculated that start date will be November 12th, which is just a couple days away. And like I said, I think that is in either Hawaii or Australia. It'd make the most sense for Hawaii because in addition to all the Apex and Great Ape signs all over Hawaii, there is also a big huge set being built there for Godzilla vs Kong. It's like a big metal wall of some sort. I don't know what that means or what that'll factor into the movie, but that is being built there in Hawaii, so who knows. Let's move on to some more concrete news, something that we can actually understand, or at least that I can. Brian Tyree Henry is an actor, and he's signed on for Godzilla vs Kong. If you're wondering who that is, he plays Jefferson Davis in the upcoming Into the Spider-Verse movie, he plays Mike Norris in the upcoming Child's Play remake, and he plays Alfred in Atlanta. So the only thing that's out that he's been in is Atlanta. He's actually been in quite a bit of things, but I have no idea what any of the others are, so I just said the ones that I'm familiar with. Alexander Skarsgård also signed on for Godzilla vs Kong. Alexander Skarsgård has been in a number of things. I feel like at this point he's the less famous of the Skarsgård brothers. He's the one who wasn't in Deadpool 2 and isn't Pennywise. So he's signed on for Godzilla vs Kong. Maybe this will be the one that people are like, oh yeah, he's the better one. But I don't know. I really don't know. I've never seen Alexander Skarsgård in a movie before, so I can't say which one of the two brothers I like more. At this point, I'd have to say Bill Skarsgård because he's the only one I've seen. Damien? I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. Damien? I'm going to say Damien. Bachair? Jeez, I don't know how to say that name, sorry. Is an actor who also signed on to Godzilla vs Kong. He's supposedly going to star in the movie. He's going to be the lead character for the movie, which surprises me because confirmed characters for the movie up till now are Millie Bobby Brown's character Madison Russell, Kyle Chandler's character Mark Russell, Julian Dennison, who was from Deadpool 2, and Zhang, who's also going to be in Godzilla King of the Monsters. So if this is true that Damien, whose name I'm not pronouncing right, I think, is going to star in the movie, that's interesting that he'd take the lead over our returning characters. Now, this actor played in Alien Covenant and The Nun. He's been in a number of other things as well. Rebecca Hall from Iron Man 3 and Eliza Gonzalez from Baby Driver have also signed on to Godzilla vs Kong. They will be joining the Monsterverse as our 2 new maybe leading ladies. I don't know. You'd think that they'd be our leading ladies considering the internet blew up about it. There's like 1,000 articles posted about these guys, whereas the other actors joining the movie there was not as much press about. But I don't think so. I think Rebecca Hall is supposed to have a bigger role in this movie than Eliza Gonzalez, but I have no idea. I actually don't know. Either way, that's our news for today. I told you there's not too much to discuss. It's just kind of, I wanted to catch up on what I've missed. There's been a lot of casting announcements recently, and of course, as you've learned, there was a lot going on with the production of the movie, and I still have no idea what's going on with it, so maybe we'll learn soon, and I'll be able to update you guys in the coming weeks as the movie actually starts filming. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna go from Australia to Hawaii to Atlanta. I feel like we're not gonna make it to Atlanta until 2019 or December 2018. That could be a possibility as well, December 2018. I don't know. At this point, though, I'm saying it's impossible to film one movie in 3 different locations when you just got one director. So unless they have like second unit directors all over the place or something along these lines where there's other people directing the movie along with him, or they're just filming like extra work and they're like, he doesn't need to be here to film the extras running around, I don't know how it's possible to film in 3 different locations at once. If you guys know, I'd love to hear it. I don't know everything about the movie industry, and so hey, maybe you can teach me something. We'll see you guys next time for probably a Godzilla anime news and updates, because there's some juicy stuff to talk about there now, isn't there? See you guys next time. D-Man out.